Question cropped up on the Bryce Talk forum on das3d.com about symmetrical lattices which have very dark areas on them. It looked like an inverted normal problem at first, but in actual fact it's a hole in the lattice. So I'm going to create a lattice, and if I just click on the create shelf now, it should bring in a default material. I'm hoping for a light material so we can see the holes in the side. So there's our symmetrical lattice. I'm just going to enlarge it and rotate it a bit so we get looking at one of the edges here. So this edge is where I'm going to provoke the bug that occurs, and you can see now that it's got this material on that's got some snow on it, which may or may not help us to spot what's going on. So if I switch to the overhead view, you can see I've got my camera facing north. There's the lattice infinite plane. I'll just lift that out of the way. So I'll edit the lattice in the train editor, just reset it to new, and then with a very sharp edged brush try and draw a straight line down the side that's facing us at the moment. So there you go, because that usually brings this bug out. So hopefully along this edge, which will be this edge here, we'll see the bug where a hole has appeared in the side of our lattice. Okay, so that's quite clearly a hole because we can see in through the side and up through the sky, so it's appeared on the top as well, and there's another one down here. So this is a bit of a problem, and to solve this I'm going to export, so File, Export Object with the lattice selected, and I'm going to export it as OBJ format. That seems to work for me. Lattice 3, that will do, I suppose. So go to Save, and you've got this tool that allows you to set the resolution of the mesh you're going to generate, and probably just turn it up a bit at a time until you stop seeing changes. So let's try, I don't know, 100,000 polygons, probably somewhere around there. That's close enough. And turn these off. You don't want Bryce to make any materials with this because it'll slow the process down for exporting. You're going to bring this back in and you can just apply the material, just transfer it across from your existing lattice. So here we've converted our lattice, symmetrical lattice, into a mesh object. Save that. Conversion is fairly quick in this case. If we'd chosen to include the materials, it could have taken quite a while, and the material conversion is not very good from procedural into image based. So what I'll now do is go File and Import Object and just look for the file I've just saved, which was lattice 3. There we go, and just check that, and that brings it in. And your only challenge really is aligning it up with the original one, which doesn't usually take very long. So there we go, that's popped it in the correct position there. Select our original lattice, then select the other lattice as well. Just hold the Shift key down while clicking on this menu, and then go into the Material Lab, and then exit the Material Lab, and then select your original lattice, delete that, and you've got your imported lattice without holes in the side. So it's a very straightforward process. You just need to remember to use File and Export, make sure you don't convert any of the materials, and when you bring it back in, line it back up in the original position, and you've got your problem solved. You might be wondering, those of you more familiar with Bryce, why I didn't use copy matrix. So if I just Control Z back to bring my original lattice in here and get hold of the imported one and move it to one side, select my original one, edit, and go copy matrix, and then select the new lattice and go edit paste matrix, you'll see, I hope, that the matrix tool has not worked with this. It's failed to respect the rotation value, so you have to realign it by hand in the wireframe view. A bit of a drawback there, but for some reason it's lost its orientation values and that. There's probably some correction you could work out for this, but more often than not you don't need to realign things so perfectly anyway, so it's not a worry. So there you go, a short 5-minute video on how to solve this particular problem that occurs in Bryce. Hope you found that interesting and that you'll find it useful in future renders.